Yogi Adityanath says, जो कहा सो किया।
क्षमता इस बात की भी थी कि हमने वचन निभाया और मंदिर वहीं बनाया।
UP CM sets eyes on Kashi Mathura next.
अयोध्या का उत्सव लोगों ने देखा तो नंदी बाबा ने भी कहा भाई हम काहे इंतजार करें, और हमारे कृष्ण कन्हैया कहाँ मानने वाले हैं।
Yogi draws Mahabharat parallel. Akhilesh Yadav slams UP Chief Minister.
जो समाजवाद है वही राम राज्य है, और अगर आप राम राज्य तक पहुंचना चाहते हैं तो बिना समाजवाद के वो संभव नहीं है।
Reclamation of Kashi Mathura next. Top focus on India first.
Big statement by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath in the Uttar Pradesh Assembly after Ram Mandir at Ayodhya. Yogi Adityanath said the focus is on Kashi and Mathura. He drew a comparison with the Mahabharat. Listen in.
उस समय 5 गांव मांगे थे भाई। भगवान कृष्ण ने तो पहले कहा जब वो समझौता कराने के लिए गए थे, महाभारत का युद्ध टालने के लिए गए थे कि भी देना हो तो आधा दो, लेकिन इसमें भी यदि बाधा है तो दे दो केवल 5 ग्राम। लेकिन वो 5 गांव, लेकिन यहां तो ये समाज सैकड़ों वर्षों से यहां की आस्था केवल 3 के लिए बात कर रही है। 3 के लिए। वो 3 के लिए भी इसलिए वे विशिष्ट स्थल हैं, वे सामान्य नहीं हैं। ईश्वर की अवतरण की धरती है, असामान्य नहीं है। वो असामान्य यानी उसको एक सामान्य स्तर पर नहीं मान सकते, लेकिन एक जिद है, और उस जिद में जब राजनीतिक उसमें तड़का पड़ने लगता है और वोट बैंक बनाने की राजनीति होने लगती है, तो वहीं से फिर विवाद की स्थिति खड़ी होने लगती है। यानी लोक आस्था, भारत के अंदर लोक आस्था का अपमान हो, बहुसंख्यक समाज गिड़गिड़ाए, ये पहली बार देखने को मिला। दुनिया देख रही है, स्वतंत्र भारत में काम पहली बार पहले होना चाहिए था। 1947 में प्रारंभ होना चाहिए था, और उस आस्था के लिए बार बार गुहार लगाता रहा। हमने तो केवल 3 जगह मांगी, अन्य जगहों के बारे में कोई मुद्दा नहीं था। अयोध्या के लिए, और देखिए अयोध्या का उत्सव लोगों ने देखा तो नंदी बाबा ने भी कहा भाई हम काहे इंतजार करें। उन्होंने भी इंतजार किए बगैर रात्रि में बैरिकेड तोड़वा डाले, और हमारे कृष्ण कन्हैया कहां मानने वाले हैं।
Very deep significance. Look at his words. Hear his words very carefully. What Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is saying, that the Sanatan Parampara, the Sanstha, has been pleading in independent India, where there are majority for over 70 years, just 3 places of worship: Ayodhya, Mathura and Kashi. What are the implications? Joining me on this special broadcast is Shantanu Gupta, author and analyst. Dr. Shoaib Jamai is the chairman of India Muslim Foundation, and Zeenat Shaukat Ali is the founder director general of the World Institute of Islamic Studies. Shantanu Gupta, I want to understand from you first. What do you understand, or what the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh said?
I think Chief Minister has articulated what the Sanatani Samaj, Hindu Samaj is saying from a lot of time, from time immemorial, right? That these are the places of worship of Sanatanis, and there are very clear records, not only Hindu scriptures, there are very clear records in Islamic scriptures. in Islamic documentation that how these temples are broken. I'll show you some of them. There's a very famous book on Aurangzeb iconoclasm. It details how it basically translation of every fatwa of Aurangzeb. In fact, Mazir Alamgiri describes on what date he sent the army, on what date the mandir was broken, on what date was told that Devi Devta's murti should be put on the steps. Every date, and after the Hukum ki Tamir jab hui, after the order was executed, they reported back to Aurangzeb. Every detail is written. I'm sure every Hindu should have read this book, Hindu temples, what happened to them, right? By Sitaram Goelji. It is documented in detail, not only these three temples, not only Ayodhya, Kashi, Mathura, thousands and thousands of temples. And that's why he's trying to give a suggestion and advice to the Muslim Samaj.
Okay,
right?
It's a suggestion. It's a suggestion to all, Dr. Shoaib Jamai. It's just
that
Ayodhya.
If not
it's
पांच गांव नहीं दोगे तो पूरी लड़ाई होगी.
Mathura and Kashi. These are places of civilizational importance for Hindus. Can a peaceful solution be found through dialogue, Dr. Jamai?
Very good evening to everyone, and I would like to say that I think Chief Minister is confused. The number is not 3, but according to this Hindutva group, it's 3,000. Some say it's 40,000. Some say it's 10,000. So please come on a common platform and decide what is the number actually. Number 1. Number 2. The thing is that if you want to create a social disharmony in our country, then you make this kind of statement कि 5 ग्राम नहीं दोगे तो पूरा राज्य लेना पड़ेगा. यानी आप धमकी दे रहे हैं कि 2 मस्जिदें और नहीं दोगे तो पूरे देश की मस्जिदों पर हमला होगा. इस देश के एक चीफ मिनिस्टर को ये बातें शोभा देती है. क्या हम इस बात को नहीं समझते?
But you do realize that you hold no veto power. You hold no veto. This is the point, Zeenat Shaukat Ali, that the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister is making, that the majority in this country are pleading for over 70 years, and the Chief Minister is very specific, ma'am, where he says Ayodhya, which now is done through a court order, Mathura, birthplace of Yogeshwar Sri Krishna, and Kashi, where there is a Swayambhu Shivling. What do you make of what the Chief Minister said, ma'am?
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for inviting me to the show. All I would like to say is that, we are a very ancient civilization, and we hold the legacy of being able to accommodate each other, and we have the legacy to be able to live with each other without making quarrels out of every little thing. I think what we need, our country needs, is to move on, to move forward. We are becoming the world superpower. We are moving towards development, and that has to be our direction. At the same time, as a Muslim, and I cannot speak for the community, Gaurav, but I can speak for myself. Is that there was an act in 1991 which said that certain places of worship which have been now established are not going to be revoked, and that was a law which was challenged, and Ayodhya was given, and I was of the opinion even then, Gaurav, if you remembered when you interviewed me, that it should be given out of goodwill, because when it is a matter of faith, and people feel that Lord Ram, who is known as the Imam-e-Hind, even by Dr. Iqbal and by the Muslims, if he's born there, then that has to be respected, and the place should be given away out of goodwill. Why should you quarrel and go to the Supreme Court about this?
And the fact remains, why should there be a quarrel, Dr. Shoaib Jamai, about the birthplace of Lord Krishna? That place has civilizational significance for Hindus. It has no civilizational significance, or does it, for Muslims, Dr. Jamai?
No. I think you should correct the fact. In India, more than 3,000 Bauddha and Jain temples and stupas were destroyed by
Muslims do not. Muslims. I am sorry, Dr. Shoaib Jamai. My question was very clear about Mathura, Yogeshwar Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi. Respond on the Yogeshwar Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi, which has civilizational importance for Hindus. does it have any significance for Muslims?
But it already existed, na? In Mathura, there is a large Hindu temple, Bhav Hindu temple. In Kashi, there is a Bhav Kashi corridor. What is the need of another temple? Masjid is in the side. In Mathura also, the
No,
Shahi
sir.
Idgah Masjid is
I
on
will,
the
I
side.
will get
place.
Dr. Shantanu to respond. Masjid is not on the side. Masjid is where Yogeshwar Sri Krishna was born. Shantanu
No,
Gupta.
but it was not
So,
built by the force. It was
Gaurav,
built
Gaurav.
after purchasing.
If it was
of the
not
land
built by
the
force,
Waqf
is what you claim, listen to
And
Shantanu Gupta
it was
and read
clear in
Masare
the Deen
Alamgiri.
Muhammad case that land belongs to the Waqf board, and Waqf board
That
have all the right to build
no
the,
land
and
belong to the Waqf board. सर आप पढ़कर आइए काशी में आज तक काशी में प्रूव नहीं हुआ है कोई वक्फ की वो प्रॉपर्टी है सर पढ़कर आइए but anyway Shantanu Gupta wants to respond to you at least on India Today you should come with facts Dr. Jamai. Shantanu Gupta please respond.
Yeah, Dr. Jamai after me. So Gaurav, in Ayodhya also they claimed कि वक्फ की property है and the वक्फ, the entry, the वक्फ number was not there. That was quoted in the court. And similarly the dubious nature of वक्फ board properties we know all around India and also in these two cases, right? And you rightly said, Gaurav, that the actual Janbhumi, the Karagar, where Sri Krishna was born, we all know the story, he was born in a Karagar, that lies inside the Idgah Masjid. And if you go to Kashi Vishnath, if you go to the temple, the current structure, you see the Nandi looking towards the masjid, right? And now when the surveys happen, first of all, they was very scared of the survey, right? Now the surveys happened in Gyanvapi, in Mathura, the survey is already ordered. Inside the temple, inside the Gyanvapi mosque, so to say, we found Trishul, we found Om, we found Swastik, we found Devi Devtao ki murtiyan, and inscription is all written. I'm sure Jamai ji is a practicing Muslim. I'm sure he must have gone to a lot of mosques. Has he seen a Trishul and an Om and a Swastik in any masjid that he prays to? That he goes to pray in any part of India or any part of the world? Right? So, जैसे कहा जाता है, दीवारें चिल्ला चिल्ला के कह रही हैं. And as someone said in the panel, this is the right time for the goodwill. Give them back. 5 गांव दे दीजिए. That is the request. Give them back. In fact, in Dr. K.K. Mohammed, the famous archaeologist, he wrote in his book, Gaurav, कि ऐसी बात हुई भी थी. Muslim समाज में ऐसी बात उठी भी थी. But then your Irfan Habibs and Romila Thapars came, no, we will supply you fake arguments. Be in the court for some time, and they just elongated the courts. And that elongation, which Dr. Jamai is also trying to do, that created the disharmony between Hindu and Muslim. I will just quote Ramdhari Singh Dinkar's line, which Chief Minister quoted. He quoted some couplet. I'll quote it the last couplet. And which was believe a message for Dr. Jamai and many like him कि जब दुर्योधन में 5 गांव भी नहीं दिए तो क्या हुआ? दुर्योधन वो भी दे ना सका, आशीष समाज का ले ना सका, उल्टे हरि को बांधने चला, जो सा आजाद है उसे साधने चला, जब नाश मनुज पे छाता है पहले विवेक मर जाता है.
And I want
That's
to
why
bring in
this is the
Dr.
time for Vivek.
I want to bring in Zeenat Shaukat Ali on this, ma'am.
I want to respond.
You must respond, but let me also bring in Zeenat Shaukat Ali because civilizational importance, civilizational significance of Mathura and Kashi for Hindus is immense. The fact that Aurangzeb destroyed temples to forcibly build a mosque, what civilizational significance does it hold for Muslims is something I want to understand, ma'am.
You know, Gaurav, you're quite, I think out of pure goodwill, out of pure love, and out of pure, bridge building among Hindus and Muslims, that, if this is a matter of faith, in good faith, we should give this away in goodwill and good faith. But there is one thing that I want to point out, Gaurav, that once this has been established, that these 2 temples, what has been asked for, iske baad jo hai, we should move on. The country has to move on. Like Mohan Bhagwat ji has very correctly said that there is no need to search for a shivling in every mosque. And that, Kashi and Vishwanath must be settled by mutual consent, and that is what I would want.
So you would want Mathura and Kashi to be settled, through mutual consent?
It has to be settled by mutual consent, by goodwill, by understanding, or
no, but look at the attitude of people like Dr. Shoaib Jamai. There is no legal argument. There is no legal argument. There is no civilizational argument. After all, if Yogeshwar Sri Krishna was born where the Karagra, the prison where the mosque was built, and there are documents available, purely documented, Why
Yes.
should Muslims insist? Why can't a mosque, and if if you think it's a respectable, that mosque can be respectably shifted elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
There can be a mosque, there can be a temple. Dr. Jamai.
Yes. Bilkul. I think so.
See, calling a spade is the right thing. I don't want to beating around the bush. For me, it's a masjid. Babri Masjid was also masjid, and Shahi Idgah Masjid is also masjid.
Sir, दे
Prove
देना
it in
5
the
एकड़
court,
बनाइए वहां शानदार
and if
मस्जिद
you
बाबरी.
prove it in the court, then take it back. Take it back. Let the court give a judgment. Why is it so hurry? Why so hurry for you? Because they will not stop for the three mandir or mosque. They will continue for do another 1,000, 100, 20,000, 50,000. So if you have control to any Hindutva organization, like what they others have said, they are going for the Lal Killa, they are going for Jama Masjid, they are going for this Taj Mahal. So what is the logic behind?
Dr. Gupta, would you want to quickly, Shantanu Gupta, would you want to quickly respond to
going
this,
for
sir?
other mosques? So
Okay,
for
Shantanu
me,
Gupta wants to respond.
I am going to reclaim the another
Gaurav,
11,000
Gaurav bhai.
mosques,
Ji.
which has been
Gaurav
converted
bhai,
to the mandir.
Dr.
in the
Shoaib
recent
Jamai-
contest in
Dr.
Haryana
Shoaib
and
Jamai is
Punjab,
perfectly
and
right.
we are making a committee to challenge.
Shantanu
these
Gupta, have the
mosques
last 30
to
seconds, sir,
reclaim
quickly.
these mosques for the
Yeah.
Muslim
So
community.
Dr. Shoaib Jamai is correctly right. There are one or two temples. There are thousands and thousands of temples. As I told you, from Dr. Meenakshi Jain to Sitaram Gol, many have documented it. But that's why Yogi Adityanath said कि 5 मंदिर मांगे थे. अयोध्या में तो आप फेल हो गए. कोर्ट में जाके फेल होना है तो 2 में और फेल हो जाओ. Right? It was given to you. As I told you, Dr. K.K. Mathura told that in Muslim Samaj that thought came, but it was never given. And now the courts are giving verdict in the favor of Hindu side because the evidence are so blatant and you are showing on your screen. हनुमान की मूर्ति क्या कर रही है आपकी मस्जिद में? त्रिशूल क्या कर रहा है आपकी मस्जिद में? So now I think you can't stop anybody to go to court now.
We'll be tracking this story very, very closely. It's a very significant statement that's been made by the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister. To all my guests, many thanks for joining me. If a solution is found through mutual dialogue, great. Otherwise, courts of law prevail.
PM's blistering attack on Congress. PM slams North-South divide.
देश को तोड़ने के नैरेटिव घटना का नया शौक उनको पैदा हुआ. इतना तोड़ा कम नहीं है, अब उत्तर दक्षिण को तोड़ने के लिए बयान दिए जा रहे हैं.
Lays out next 5-year roadmap for Viksit Bharat.
मोदी 3.0 विकसित भारत की नींव को मजबूत करने के लिए पूरी शक्ति लगा देंगे.
PM mocks opposition for running out of warranty.
आउट ऑफ वारंटी चल रही दुकानें, आउट ऑफ वारंटी चल रही दुकानें खोजें अपनी ठोर.
Declares Modi 3.0 की गारंटी.
आदरणीय सभापति जी, सबका साथ सबका विकास ये नारा नहीं है, ये मोदी की गारंटी है.
Top highlights of Prime Minister's big Parliament speech.
Our top focus on the broadcast is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's fiery speech in the Rajya Sabha, where the Prime Minister spoke of third term ki guarantee. Just like his Lok Sabha speech, the Prime Minister was full of confidence about being voted back to power for a record third term. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said in his third term, his government will lay the foundation of a Vikasit Bharat or a developed India. And his government schemes for the poor and the backward to continue on top speed. He also launched a frontal attack on the Congress. But before that, let's get you the Prime Minister's vision for 2024 and for Vikasit Bharat.
आदरणीय सभापति जी, हमारी सरकार का तीसरा टर्म दूर नहीं है. कुछ लोग इसे मोदी 3.0 कहते हैं. 4.0 विकसित भारत की नींव को मजबूत करने के लिए पूरी शक्ति लगा देती है। आदरणीय सभापति जी, अगले 5 साल में भारत में डॉक्टरी की संख्या पहले की तुलना में अनेक गुना बढ़ेगी। मेडिकल कॉलेजों की संख्या बढ़ेगी। इस देश में इलाज बहुत सस्ता और सुलभ हो जाएगा। आदरणीय सभापति जी, अगले 5 साल में हर गरीब के घर में नल से जल का कनेक्शन होगा। आदरणीय सभापति जी, आने वाले 5 साल में उन गरीब को पीएम आवास जो देने हैं, एक भी वंचित नहीं रहे, इसका पक्का ख्याल रखा जाएगा। अगले 5 साल सोलर पावर से बिजली बिल जीरो। बिजली बिल जीरो। देश के कितने नागरिकों, करोड़ों नागरिकों को बिजली बिल जीरो। और ठीक अगर आयोजन करेंगे तो अपने घर पर बिजली बना करके बेच करके कमाई कर पाएंगे। ये अगले 5 साल का कार्यक्रम है। आदरणीय सभापति जी, अगले 5 साल देश में पाइप से गैस के कनेक्शन पूरे देश में नेटवर्क बनाने का भरपूर प्रयास किया जाएगा। सभापति जी, आने वाले 5 साल हमारी युवा शक्ति का दम पूरी दुनिया देखेगी। आप देखना आदरणीय सभापति जी, हमारे युवा स्टार्टअप्स, युवाओं के यूनिकॉर्न, इसकी संख्या लाखों में होने वाली है। और इतना ही नहीं, टियर 2, टियर 3 सिटी नए स्टार्टअप से उसकी एक नई पहचान के साथ उभरने वाला है। ये मैं 5 साल का चित्र मेरे सामने देख रहा हूं। आदरणीय सभापति जी, रिसर्च फंडिंग, उसकी वृद्धि का प्रभाव आप देखना। पिछले 7 दशक में जितने पेटेंट नहीं हुए हैं, उतने रिकॉर्ड पेटेंट फाइल होने का दिन आने वाले 5 साल में मैं देख रहा हूं। आदरणीय सभापति जी, आज मेरे मध्यम वर्ग के लाखों बच्चे विदेशों में पढ़ने के लिए चले जाते हैं। मैं वो स्थिति लाना चाहता हूं कि मेरे बच्चों के लाखों रुपए बच जाएं, मेरे देश के मध्यम वर्ग के सपने पूरे हो, बेस्ट यूनिवर्सिटी मेरे देश में हो, उच्चतम शिक्षा उनको मेरे देश में मिले और मेरे बच्चों का, उनके परिवार का पैसा बचे। उसलिए मैं कह रहा, आदरणीय सभापति जी, आने वाले 5 साल आप देख रहा, कोई भी इंटरनेशनल खेल की कंपटीशन ऐसी नहीं होगी जिसमें भारत का झंडे हर जगह पर न फहरे। मैं देखने वाला हूं 5 साल खेल जगत के अंदर दुनिया में भारत के युवा की शक्ति की पहचान देने। आदरणीय सभापति जी, आने वाले 5 साल में भारत का पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट पूरी तरह ट्रांसफॉर्म होने वाला है। अगले 5 साल में गरीब और मिडिल क्लास को तेल और शानदार यात्रा की सुविधाएं बहुत आसानी से मिलने वाली है, तेज मिलने वाली है, पूरी ताकत से व्यवस्था होने वाली है। अगले 5 साल में देश बुलेट ट्रेन भी देखेगा और देश वंदे भारत ट्रेन का विस्तार भी देखेगा। आदरणीय सभापति जी, अगले 5 साल में आत्मनिर्भर भारत का अभियान नई ऊंचाई पर होगा। देश हर क्षेत्र में आत्मनिर्भर होता नजर आएगा। आदरणीय सभापति जी, आने वाले 5 साल में मेड इन इंडिया सेमीकंडक्टर दुनिया में हमारी गूंज होगी। इलेक्ट्रॉनिक हर गुड में वो चीफ होगी जिसमें किसी न किसी भारतीय का पसीना होगा। लेकिन एक बात खुशी की रही, उन्होंने जो 400 सीट एनडीए के लिए आशीर्वाद दिया है, और मैं अरविंद जी के इन आशीर्वाद को, आपके आशीर्वाद मेरे सर आंखों पर, अब आपको आशीर्वाद वापिस लेना तो ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि एक खबर तो आ गए हैं।
Now, in this build-up to the 2024 elections, politics at multiple levels, right outside Lok Kalyan Marg and in Parliament, Mosmi, the Prime Minister's attack from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, insisting that he was anti-reservation. The party he claims is anti-OBC to his attack on Rahul Gandhi, calling him a non-starter. Bring us what the Prime Minister hopes to achieve with this direct frontal attack.
See, Gaurav, we heard Prime Minister's speech in the Lok Sabha and now in the Raj Sabha, a telling story of how the Prime Minister has been an excellent orator, taking the attack right to the doorstep and annihilating the entire opposition. And clearly in this time round, it hasn't been the opposition under attack, it has been specifically the Congress party. In Lok Sabha, the Prime Minister painted the Congress as a hopeless party, which was in slow motion. But when it came to Raj Sabha, and in the Lok Sabha, he mentioned Nehru and Indira Gandhi. But this time round, he didn't repeat all those charges. His speech had a novelty factor to it. It wasn't repetitive of what he'd said in the Lok Sabha. It was also realizing the fact that it was his last speech in his entire tenure in the parliament. So he also laid out threadbare what he's going to do in the next 5 years. But the most telling fact is that he quoted two prime ministers. One was Nehru, really driving a wedge through the entire attack and tirade of the opposition and specifically the Congress, that the Modi government was anti-Dalit, Modi government was anti-OBC, saying that it was Nehru who was anti-Dalit, it was Nehru who was anti-reservation, and had it not been for B.R. Ambedkar, the Dalits wouldn't have ever got their space as far as, reservation and their place in the constitution, and also the tribals. He went at length saying that even calling out, without naming Sam Petroda, that there were leaders who were demeaning the President of India, who was a tribal leader. So Dalit, tribals, the BPL, the poorest of the poor, Prime Minister reaching out to them, and yet again a sharp attack on Rahul Gandhi, mentioning Rahul Gandhi and saying that the party is visionless, the Congress is outdated, and you have leaders who take suggestions from people in America who are close to the family, and saying that the startup is never going to start, calling Rahul Gandhi's startup a startup which never gets launched. So clearly, Prime Minister juxtaposed the BJP, the Modi government as a doer, and the Congress party as a party that is completely outdated and expired.
Okay, stay with me, Mosmi. Sam Petroda was in the line of fire for also what the Prime Minister said was demeaning the father of our constitution, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, and the framer of the constitution. But let me also bring in Piyush for the political track that's on simultaneously. We are told Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is meeting the Prime Minister. He's also scheduled to meet both JP Nadda and the Union Home Minister. Amit Shah seeks a special package for Bengal. But apart from Bihar, and Bihar extremely crucial for 2024 elections, there's also talk of RLD, TDP, several AIA, DMK leaders, crossing over and joining the BJP. So it's a big push that the BJP is also making politically, Piyush.
Well, certainly, Gaurav, and now we are hearing from our sources that BJP is in touch with multiple regional players, be it about RLD or about TDP or about few regional players there in South. We also spoke to K. Annamrai, BJP president from Tamil Nadu. He told us today that BJP is very much ready to welcome each and every constituent who wants to work for the development of the nation, who wants to work in the visionary leadership of PM Narendra Modi. So BJP is now in election mode, complete election mode, and after Prime Minister's speech in Lok Sabha today, it certainly kickstarts BJP's campaign for 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Like you rightly mentioned that yes, Nitish Kumar has met with PM Narendra Modi. He has held a 50 to 20 minutes meeting with Prime Minister. Now he is heading to meet with Amit Shah. Then he will be meeting with BJP's National President JP Nadda. It's his first ever visit after once again joining hands with NDA. And Bihar becomes very crucial for Bharatiya Janata Party because Nitish Kumar was the orchestrator.
Oh, absolutely. Let me quickly bring in Mosmi on this before I get you more about the Prime Minister's frontal attack on the Congress party from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to Rahul Gandhi and his jibe at Mallikarjun Kharge. But Mosmi, how is the opposition alliance looking at this? Because when the Prime Minister launches his attack on the Congress party or the opposition alliance, he actually says the challenge that comes from Bengal, where they say, will you even reach the 40 mark, with Nitish Kumar now joining the NDA, with talk of Telugu Desam Party or RLD or AIADMK MLAs crossing over, or leaders crossing over. Where does this leave the opposition in the alliance?
So Gaurav, clearly, the chips are falling, and they're falling thick and fast, and Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra is turning out to be a huge debacle, contrary to his Bharat Jodo Yatra Part 1 that actually made led to a huge image makeover of Rahul Gandhi, him being a 24/7 politician reaching out to the public. So that point there, and secondly, with the news that doing the rounds that the RLD was almost, the deal with the RLD was almost final, and RLD was being treated shabbily with by the Samajwadi Party. Yet another speed breaker for Rahul Gandhi when he comes to Uttar Pradesh, another alliance partner switching over. So the entire unity of the India bloc here, Gaurav, with Prime Minister meeting Nitish Kumar has been smashed into smithereens clearly, with Mamata Banerjee very upset and angry, Nitish Kumar joining the rank and file of the NDA, and Jayant Chaudhary ready to take a cabinet berth that is being speculated over. So I think that the India bloc really needs some miracle to happen to put up a formidable fight, and in fact improve its credibility as far as the opinion in the public at large is concerned.
Okay, and we'll talk about that in greater detail. That's a very interesting point to make, Mosmi, that there's a huge difference between the Bharat Jodo Yatra of Rahul Gandhi and the Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra. So what's changed between the south to north Yatra from then to the east to west Yatra of Rahul Gandhi? We'll talk about that in greater detail. But the Prime Minister hit out at the Congress party once again in that fiery speech in Rajya Sabha. This was a no-holds-barred attack on the Congress. The Prime Minister accused the party not just of being anti-development, anti-reservation, anti-backward classes. He accused the Congress party of being responsible for spreading negativity by creating a false narrative around public sector undertakings like the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and the Life Insurance Corporation. The Prime Minister said it was the Congress party that had put India in a financial mess, and that it was his government. And he asked people to compare the 10 years of UPA, when under Dr. Manmohan Singh, India was in the fragile 5, to the NDA era under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where India is poised to be the third largest economy, is already the fifth largest economy. Listen in.
आदरणीय सभापति जी, सबका साथ सबका विकास ये नारा नहीं है, ये मोदी की गारंटी है। और जब इतने सारे काम करते हैं, मान लीजिए किसी ने कविता लिख करके भेजी थी, कविता तो बड़ी लंबी है, तो उसमें एक वाक्य है, मोदी की गारंटी का दौर है, मोदी की गारंटी का दौर है, नए भारत की भोर, नए भारत की भोर, आउट ऑफ वारंटी चल रही दुकानें, आउट ऑफ वारंटी चल रही दुकानें, खोजे अपनी ठोर। आदरणीय सभापति जी, किस प्रकार से देश में निराशा फैलाने का प्रयास, मैं ये तो समझता हूं, जो लोग इतनी निराशा की गर्त में डूब चुके हैं, वैसे निराशा फैलाने का उनका सामर्थ्य भी बचा नहीं है, वो भी सामर्थ्य नहीं बचा, आशा का तो संचार कर ही नहीं सकते, जो खुद निराशा में डूबे उनसे आशा है। लेकिन देश में हर जगह जहां बैठो वहां निराशा 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 फैलाने का जो खेल चल रहा है और सच्चाई को नकार करके हो रहा है, वो न खुद का भला कर पाएंगे न देश का भला कर पाएंगे। आदरणीय सभापति जी, हर बार एक ही गाना गाया जाता है, समाज के कुछ वर्गों को भड़काने के लिए बिना हकीकतों को ऐसे वाक्य बोल दिए जाते हैं। मैं जरा देश के सामने कुछ हकीकतें बोलना चाहता हूं और मुझे विश्वास है मीडिया इस ऐसे विषयों पर जरा डिबेट कर ले ताकि पता चले। SC, ST, OBC उनको बड़ी भागीदारी लेने में कांग्रेस और साथियों को हमेशा परेशानी रही है। बाबा साहब की राजनीति को, बाबा साहब के विचारों को खत्म करने के लिए कोई कसर उन्होंने छोड़ी नहीं है। वक्तव्य अवेलेबल है, चुनाव में क्या क्या बोला गया वो भी अवेलेबल है। इनको भारत रत्न भी देने की तैयारी नहीं थी, वो भी भाजपा के समर्थन से और सरकार बनी, तब बाबा साहब को भारत रत्न। इतना ही नहीं, सीताराम केसरी अति पिछड़ी जाति से कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष उठा करके फुटपाथ पर फेंक दिया गया। ओबीसी, वो वीडियो अवेलेबल है, वो देश ने देखा सीताराम केसरी के साथ क्या हुआ। और आदरणीय सभापति जी, इनके एक मार्गदर्शक अमेरिका में बैठे, सभापति जी इनके एक मार्गदर्शक अमेरिका में बैठे।
सर, ओनली द एड्रेस विल गो ऑन रिकॉर्ड।
जो
ओनली एड्रेस, नो।
पिछले चुनाव में हुआ तो हुआ के लिए फेमस हो गए थे और कांग्रेस इस परिवार के काफी करीबी है। उन्होंने अभी संविधान निर्माता बाबा साहब आम्बेडकर के उनके योगदान को छोटा करने का भरपूर प्रयास किया।